Hi everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys and this is your fortnightly pick a card reading. For group 1 you have the Ace of Wands. Group 2 is the Medicine Wheel. Group 3 is the Queen of Cups. And group 4 is the Three of Cups. But I'll have a stall for you. Take your time as you choose. Just use your intuition and see what appeals to you. Welcome back, group 1. You chose the Ace of Wands. Group 1, you have the Eight of Coins. And it's crossed with the Princess of Swords. Okay, and beneath the deck you have the Star card, which is about healing. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Much better. So, group 1, your key issue is, I think you're working hard on something, some project, or, well, it's something that you have a close connection with, something very precious to you. It's more than likely something to do with work, or something that requires effort, should I say. With it, well, let's start with your near past. You have the Six of Wands. I feel like you are letting go of this notion of victory or what success looks like. I think that's a really lovely thing. I feel like there's an issue here of working on something that's important to your heart, that's close to your heart, and you had this notion of what success would mean in this thing, and you're kind of letting that go, or that is changing. There's a healing around that happening. So at the center you have this card of working hard on something. You know, it's something like this. There might have been something close to your heart that you thought would just happen. Could be a relationship, it could be a job that you thought would just be plain sailing, and it hasn't been. You thought that victory would look a certain way, and it hasn't looked that way. It hasn't been that plain sailing. In fact, it's required a lot of work. But there's an element of you letting go of that notion of what success looks like as well. There's clarity around it. It doesn't look like to me that it looks like to me that even though there's hard work involved, it doesn't feel like the misery you thought it was. So it's a bit of a mixed thing. There's, on the one hand, you had an idea that it would, well, you had an idea of what it would look like, and it hasn't turned out that way. And you had an idea of what success would mean, and how quickly success would happen, and it didn't turn out that way. But it still looks good. It looks like you're working hard on something, even though you had expected it to be plain sailing. But it's not a problem, I don't think. There's something as well around getting clarity. It's almost like you are, as you walk, you get clarity, more clarity. For some of you, this is a relationship. You might have let go of a relationship that you had worked hard on. And now you're working on maybe yourself and getting clarity on something else that's important to you, or it's a different relationship. But there's something about this victory that you've let go of a notion of that. But let's see when we get the clarifiers as well. So maybe a relationship has required more work than you thought for some. Beneath the deck you get in your unconscious you have the Four of Swords. So I feel like many of you are moving within because of this. Let me get clarifiers. Where's my deck for? Yeah, I'm using this one to clarify. Sun and Moon. Let me get clarifiers. This is for here. Wow. The central cards. Okay. I think it's... Okay, there's the Prince of Swords, right? And... Oh, and then you get the Ace of Cups beneath the deck. So for some of you it's a relationship that's new, maybe being hard, more work than you thought it would be, but it's not a bad thing. You, group one, had notions of what you might have been. Wow. There's this feeling of having taken something for granted, and it's not a bad thing. You expected it. Your anticipation of it would be plain sailing. It might have been, for some, the love of your life, what you thought was the love of your life, and it might still well be, but you thought it would happen easily. There was a relationship that you were interested in, and you thought it would be plain sailing. For others, it's a love project or a job that you thought was your dream job, and your anticipation was, because it was this dream job or dream love or whatever, that it would just success would look a certain way. You would just move up the ranks, or you just get the person, and and you have been disabused of that notion. It's not been plain sailing. But it doesn't mean it's not the right thing. That's the strong sense that I get here. For some, because we have this Ace of Cups in the beneath the deck. And by the way, this is my second take with this, because I've moved things around so that we get more natural light. And then it was just still, you could not see the cards at all. So I started your reading and then I stopped. And you got the Ace of Cups. It flew out. So for some of you, for all of you, this thing is something that's very close to your heart. And even as I say it, I feel the heart connection. It could be a project. It could be a job. It could be a new home, but something that you feel passionate about. And it could be a new love that you anticipated happening in a certain way. Now, with clarifying the Eight of Coins is this card that's a nothing card. But for me, this is like a card of writing the story. So you thought it would be a certain way, but actually there's much more of you that's going into this thing. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So it might not have looked like what success looks like, but you've also had a chance to reinvent for yourself notions of what success is. And you get the Princess of Swords and the Prince of Swords. Oh, and this is from two different decks, eh? So it's like there definitely is this idea of you getting clarity and moving forward swiftly. It could, and I was saying about this card here, for some of you, that's letting go of a relationship. But I don't know. I think it's maybe letting go of ideas of what a relationship should look like, or your expectations of a relationship. With the Emperor here, you might have had quite stubborn ideas of what a relationship should look like, or this job or whatever. I'm just getting a clarify for that's 7 of Cups. Gosh. And that's the 9 of Swords. Yeah, okay. And with this, you see, there's this idea for me that this is like a chosen thing. It's the right thing. It's close to your heart. You chose this. It was chosen for you. I really feel like even though it's not taking the form that you expected it to take, it's chosen. Somehow it's chosen, you know. And in the unconscious, 2 Swords cards, which tells me about you being caught up in your head. Well, actually, there's a good thing here. You are letting go of a lot, Group 1. You're letting go of worry. That's beautiful. You're letting go of these sleepless nights. And instead you are finding quiet within. You're finding your path to stillness, however that works for you, you know. And that's really lovely. And I think you're starting to see there's a healing going on. I think this relationship, this love, this whatever it is healing as well. And you are so instrumental in making that healing happen, allowing that to happen, bringing it in. You have the card of Temperance in the reverse. So there might be moments where you feel like you're out of balance. And I think this comes back to you having to learn your own ideas of what balance means. Maybe you are learning, Temperance can also speaks about being calm, being patient. And maybe you are, there's an element of feeling impatient with yourself. Let me get a clarifier for that. You get Justice. You couldn't get 2 more opposite cards, Justice in the upright. Yeah. You're moving away from, this is what I'm getting, an idea of what balance looks like to what fairness looks like. You know what it is? It's like the difference between equality and equity, right? Equality talks about everything being the same, whereas equity talks about righting the wrongs. Like BEE was necessary in order to right the inequalities. I know I might not. I think you get what I'm saying. That's for me is the difference that you. So in this situation, let me think about it. What it could mean for you in this situation. It comes back to that idea of what is right and what is fair and just. So with Temperance there, it might have felt like balance means this equal give and take, like. I did this, so you must do that. To a sense of what is fair. Okay, in this relationship, this is your strength and this is my strength. So never mind what the rule books say about what your job should be and what my job should be. We are creating our own rules about how this works. What is equitable rather than what is equal. I got there eventually. It's really beautiful and so deep, my dear Group 1. And here again you have this card. This is my card of the chosen one. Anyway, for me that's what it's saying. And then you have the 10 of Swords. Okay. I'm very curious about this. Let me get another clarifier for that. What is around you? So this is you are having these realizations. There's a letting go of the spilt milk. No more crying over spilt milk. So this could be a partner around you. It could be your energy as well. But there's this a significant change In the near future, you get the Devil card. So I feel like this is you taking back your power and starting to recognize the power you have in this situation. Because you see the Devil, there's pulling the strings. But the Devil in the upright, for me, is a card of just recognizing that power. Power is in how we use it or abuse it, right? But you have it in the upright, and it's almost like opposite temperance. So learning about patience and power, and learning how to use power wisely. And wow, you get another card of balance here in your advice. Let me get a clarifier for your Devil and for your advice. And I'll get for the last 3 cards. And I'm getting one more for here. You see, this thing is definitely about getting clarity. Even getting some wisdom about something, an insight, because you've got the print, you've got the page, the Knight, and now the King of Swords. There's some clarity coming. That's what I feel like. Very clear about your way forward in this situation, whatever it is. With the Devil, you get the Tower in the reverse. So I feel like you have let go. This reading is a lot about letting go. I even forgot about the Ace of Wands. So there's this new beginning energy. Group 1, what I feel is there's a huge change taking place for you. There's a lot of clarity coming about something that you've chosen, a chosen profession, a chosen job, a chosen lover, chosen path that you're getting clarity on. And it's beautiful. I think that with the Tower in reverse, I think that it's, the Tower is a big shake-up in the upright. So there's no huge shake-up. It's like you have slowly come to this realization. And I think that it's because you've been working hard on whatever this is, and you're becoming to realize your role in it, your agency in whatever this is. Such an interesting reading. And as you move, you are clearing the path. This is another strong message that's coming. That keeps coming. It came up in my readings, the elemental readings, is clearing the path. As you're walking, you get clarity. It's like being willing to go through the mist. But I feel like with you are actually getting clarity, maybe because you've done all of that. You've kind of let go of a strong notion of trying to control outcomes. And which is different from taking your power, It's very different from taking your power. You have the Emperor in reverse here, which can be dogmatic, and it comes with the 6 of Wands. This is what success looks like, and you've had to change that, you've been challenged to change that. You've had a lot of healing around that. And now because of that, you can own your power. You can know the difference between what I was saying about equality and equity, and how what justice looks like, what fairness looks like. That fairness doesn't always look like equal, And your cards, you get 2 Pentacle cards. So for some of you, okay, I think there's some this is about a relationship. For others, it's about your relationship with power. Look, that says power. Your relationship with money and work. For some of you, it's very material, with material things, let's say. This is your advice, very much about balance. Let me just think about this. Okay, I'm getting two messages. One, with this Four of Coins, is you don't have to hold on too tightly to the material. You know, because I feel like this might have been your mistake here with this Emperor, which is also 4, right, in the reverse. So keep doing what you've challenged yourself to do, looking at power differently, looking at looking at what success looks like differently, keeping an open mind about that. And I feel this card is saying, just take time to smell the roses. If you want to, I get this feeling of investing in beautiful artwork. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by some birds flying. Huge birds. They look like they had white and black. Maybe toucan-y. What are they called? Anyway. So I've moved my position here, so I'm seeing right out the window, which can be a distraction. So there's this, you know, I really got this idea of investing in art. If you want to invest your money, instead of holding on to it, invest in art. For some of you, that's what the message is. For others, I feel like there's the scales of justice there again, like it's coming back to that idea of what success looks like and what an equal give and take, not equal, but what an equitable give and take looks like. That's exactly what this card is saying. So maybe this has been your challenge, and it's linked to this idea of what success is. And then in the outcome, you get the King of Coins in the reverse and the Three of Cups in the reverse. I feel like I think you are being encouraged not to, you're working hard, right? But I think that your working hard shouldn't be at the expense of having fun. Like, when I look at this Eight of Coins, it's working hard, but working hard on something that you love, creating something that you love, seeing it as a work of art. Maybe that's your guidance more than anything. Whatever this is that you're working on, see it as a work of art. And that's where your power lies. Instead of you seeing it as something you need to conquer, see it as a work of art, whether it's a love relationship, this new job, this new project, this new field of study, whatever it is. That's such a powerful thing. See it as a work of art rather than something that you need to conquer. That is your old notion of success is something you need to conquer, whereas now it's almost also part of the message is work smart rather than hard. You know, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I think that's what I meant. Like when you work on something that you love and you're passionate about, you're working on a piece of art. Wow. It's like, I can't wait to get back to that, right? And that's where the smart comes in, is like you're just doing it out of love. And whereas when it's a chore, that's work, hard work. Yeah. Okay, group 1, I'm going to leave it there. If you like the way I read, give me a like, share with others, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and yeah, I'll chat with you and share your feedback. I would love to hear your feedback. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. You chose the medicine wheel. And this talks about a huge change. Group 2, I'm doing yours again because for some reason I had a problem with the recording and something went wrong. So I'm doing it again, and I'll see if the same messages come up for you. But there's definitely a huge change afoot for you, group 2. Let's see. Okay, group 2. It's quite different. Let me get all the clarifiers for you right away. At least for the first ones. Oopsie. Okay, in the near past you have the worry, 5 of coins, with the 2 of swords. You might have been in a situation where you felt stuck in the near past. You were worried about finances, about work, about things to do with material, and it kept you stuck. But I think that's a passing energy. You've moved away from that. At the center of your reading is I think that you, group 2, are building stability now. You're building financial independence and stability. The 4 of Wands can be about marriage. It could be, for some of you, a partnership that makes you feel independent. But it could be that you are building your stability, and your financial stability, and your material, your feeling of a sense of home or of being stable, but also there's a sense of financial independence that you are building. You get, oh gosh, this is so incredible, right? So look at how these 2 are echoing each other. Normally the Strength card is 8, but here it's 11, and in the Roman numerals, the 9 and the 11 are opposites of each other. But you get the Strength card and you get the Hermit in reverse. So you're coming out of this exile that you've imposed on yourself, or that was imposed by these restrictions from the past. For some of you, it could have been COVID that kept you closed and worried, and unable to move forward. You felt stuck by it, and now it's changing. And so this sense of being stuck or isolation is changing, and you're coming out into the open now. And you're coming out with a lot of vigor and strength, and you're ready to take things on. Here's a butterfly, which is also about transformation. And there's a snake, which I also associate with transformation. So there's a huge change going on for you. Wow, it's like, wow, here I am. I think you really have been stuck, maybe because of COVID. And maybe for some of you that played out in terms of work, lost a job, but you were generally feeling stuck. And I feel like your huge change is that you are coming out. I know that keeps coming out in my readings, but I mean now you're like Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. It's that kind of coming out. You're the Empress. Doesn't matter your gender or how you identify. You are taking on this Empress energy, like, this is me, peeps, this is me. And like you're being a force to be reckoned with in some area of your life. And that's beautiful. It's like it's long awaited. In what you need to think about, you get the Lovers in reverse and the Queen of Wands. For some of you, I think it's saying give love a chance. Like maybe you are so caught up in work mode now, and happily so. You don't have to negate love or relationships or partnerships of some sort. You don't have to be, even though you are being like the Queen of Coins here, or independent, you don't have to do it alone. You can call on other people. See, the Queen of Wands here is taking on so much, right? But you can call on other people, because the Queen of Wands is in the reverse there. So you don't have to go it alone. In the unconscious, you have the King of Coins and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. I think there's an element of letting go of feeling the need to be defensive. And a letting go of this, well, okay. So I feel, this is what I'm thinking, that you still have some fears, right? Things didn't work out in the past. You're starting on this new journey, but you do have fears. I feel like this is what is healing beneath the surface, and allow your confront what didn't work out in the past, so that you can actually own it, like integrate it as part of you. Things didn't work out, but you are here where you are now, and if things didn't work, hadn't worked that way, you wouldn't be where you are now, here ready for your complete transformation. For a complete transformation in your circumstances, group 2, that's what I feel is going on here. And here again, I get this feeling of you don't have to go it alone. You don't have to be defensive. And that's why I think maybe it's important for you to look at what happened in the past. What was this worry, this thing that made you feel trapped, this hermiting that you did, maybe against your will? And what did you learn from it? You didn't only learn that it didn't work out, you learned other things, like how to stand up for yourself and what your worth is, So think about that, because I feel like if you don't go there, then you don't heal and you don't acknowledge why things happened the way they did. You don't acknowledge this as a cycle, and that it's moved on. You kind of keep it in your energy as a negative thing. So just think about that, group 2. In the near future, okay, for you get the Empress. Hold on to this Empress energy. This is you doing self-care. This is you indulging every now and then. It's spoiling yourself. It's seeing yourself as the Empress, saying, okay, I deserve this and I'm going to do this. There's the Queen of Wands again in your energy, like around you. So this is quite important, this Queen of Wands. Let me get a clarifier I'll get for the Empress as well. There's a Princess of Wands wanting to come out. There's this fire energy. You might be a fire sign. And all the cards flew. So let me shuffle again. Gosh, and you get the King of Pentacles there in the near future as well. So I think this is a lovely cycle for you. I really want to come back to this healing of what didn't work, because then you go to starting a new cycle in this, creating your kingdom, your financial wealth. Too is what I think. Let me leave it like that. So you have a rebirth in how you value yourself. I think you need to value yourself more. You need to value the feminine within you. You might have gone through a hard time, lost a job or whatever, but there's something about, maybe you are going through a cycle where you are more in touch with your feminine energy, and your feminine energy is meant to lead the next cycle, group 2. So whoever you are, I think that maybe up to now, you've got this strong, the King of Coins here in the reverse. So like a negative. So you might have been stuck in a negative way of using your masculine energy, like dogma and my way or the highway, or things must only work out this way in order for them to look like success, or however you see the masculine, the negative aspects of the masculine, because we've got the masculine here in the future as well, but it's a positive. However, I'm still feeling like the Empress, as opposed to that masculine energy, this King of Coins represents one aspect of the masculine. So does this, the negative and positive aspects of that material wealth and work, and how we work and how we do, how we succeed and grow and that kind of thing. Whereas the Empress is all aspects of the feminine. It's knowing how to harness all aspects of the feminine. And with the Judgment card here, there's a huge rebirth, and with the medicine wheel there, huge rebirth on offer for you, group 2, about how you use this feminine energy here, this divine feminine energy. So if I think about it, there's the Wands is fire, it's the creation, the passion for yourself even. Coins is how you make those things real, so you have an idea, which would be your fire, your Wands, but making it real, making it practical would be your earth. Swords is that beautiful intellect, and your cups is your bringing emotions into whatever you're doing. So there's this opportunity for you to work with this beautiful divine feminine energy. And I would say that the difference between the masculine energy and the feminine is more introspection, is more self-awareness, is more self-care. It's doing all these things with more of that love energy, whatever you're doing. And then with the Queen of, with the around you, you get the Queen of Wands and the Moon card. So there's something about this Queen of Wands, this fire energy, this, you know what I think it is? It's not to burn your bridges. So it comes back to this thing that didn't work in the past. There's so many lessons in there for you. Earlier when you got the Two of Wands here, and it said Dominion, and it was in reverse as well, and it had this person watching the fire that they built, and the fire was a wall. Now the way I was reading it was about those necessary regenerative fires that happen, like the fynbos, right? Every year I think it burns in order for the seeds to germinate and pollinate and whatever the right terms are there, right? So I feel like in your past, this time of reclusiveness, even if it was forced, this job that was lost, this relationship, whatever it might have been, there are lessons in there for you to take forward into where you are now. There are gems in there, I feel. And you need to be unafraid of looking at them. We've just come past a full moon in Virgo, by the way, which the Hermit card is. So they are, use that full moon energy to highlight those mysteries, and to bring clarity to those, to look at them, look at those, what those lessons could be. Judgment is also about being willing to see, to do a stock take. So there's definitely some gems in the lessons from the past. And one of them, I think, is about burning bridges. You don't, it's kind of the lesson, but it's also the thing that you are being asked to look at. That very thing that happened is, there's some beauty in there, there's some lesson in there that you don't want to throw away. That's what I'm trying to get at. you get the Four of Cups representing your near future. There's something dreamy about this Four of Cups. I think it's coming back to that full moon energy. I think it will be good for you to work with the full moon, and the full moon was on Friday, today Sunday, so that energy is still around. So maybe if you can sit under the moon and do some of that stock take. What did take place? What did I learn that I can take forward? What can I happily let go of and say goodbye to, and it's now no longer a part of my life, you know. Your advice is the Six of Cups. This is a very joyful energy. It's also about reconnecting with the past, and it could even be saying that what is it from the past that you can take into this future next cycle. Obviously there are things that you really don't want, and then there's those lessons that are really important, dear hearts. Take those with. I think there's a strong sense here that of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Another 4. So Princess of Wands. Gosh, really interesting. And the Ace of Wands. Nice. Okay, so your near future, 2 4 cards. I think you've got a lot of 4 energy, 4 of Wands there, and you had the Emperor in the previous one. The coins, even though the Emperor is a fire sign, I'm seeing this King of Coins as very much that Emperor energy. So, wow. So, maybe there is a need for you to let go of that Emperor energy and do more of the gentle. This is very gentle energy here. That's the meditation and taking time out to go within. The Four of Cups here is working, I think, with the moon and looking at what you can let go of. And I think that it's almost like you need you are letting go of a dogmatic way of looking at your stability. And maybe your stability in the future is around collaboration. Very nice. And because that came up again twice, right? Here you have the Six of Cups with the Princess of Wands. There might be a fire sign around you. That Queen of Wands came up here. What else? The Queen of Wands again there. So there might be a Queen of Wands that's important to you. This could be a fire sign or someone who represents as fire. This is the Princess, so it's the Page. Pages can be messengers. So there might be a message that has come to you that you need to take heed of, like an offer, some offer that you might have thought was insignificant but is significant. And it could be in the form of a dream maybe from a past loved one, an ancestor, or a dream that where you were offered something, group 2. Just think about that. But there's this need to look at the past, to honor the past somehow. And in that there's an offering. So I think for some of you there is a dream, and if it is, you will remember it, where you were made an offer and there's something significant there. Just take note of that dream, take note of that offer. What was it? Is there a way you might discount it or not take it seriously? There's something important there. For others, it's back to this thing, this judgment, this looking at what happened in the past that didn't work. There are gems in there for you to take forward into the future. I really think that's important. And then in your outcome, how beautiful. You have this new beginning with the King of Coins, this new way, this new beginning in setting down your roots, in bringing about stability. And I think that it comes back to this feminine energy, at least for the next 2 weeks. There's a strong emphasis on the feminine. And it's interesting that we have just come from a full moon where that feminine energy is strong. So draw on that, group, to if it's spoiling yourself, but it's all these other things as well. And it's just giving attention to the feminine energy and what would it mean for you to honor the feminine energy in yourself, but also in the way you work. Okay, group 2, I'm going to leave it there. I'm glad that the other didn't work out. This is really powerful, and I hope it helps you. Please give me a like if it did. Please share with others, and please share your comments. I'd love to hear in the comments below how this sat for you. I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 3. You chose the Queen of Cups, and this is about gentle but strong energy. It might be that you are feeling full of love for yourself, for a project, for something that's going on, another, and your heart is overflowing, which is so beautiful. So let's see what your reading has to say, group 3. Oh my goodness. Ace of Cups. Okay, group 3. I kind of have to modify what I was saying, right? Because you get the... I think, well, what happened was I was trying to get you to see your card nicely, and a whole lot of calamity. Maybe I'll keep it a little bit of it in the video, but the result was that a whole lot of water spilled. So your cup might be overflowing, group 1, group 3. I'm going to see what comes up. I just want to keep that open as a caution, that we also need to not open our hearts too much sometimes, right? We have to be, our hearts are precious. We have to be vigilant in taking care of them. You have quite a lot of Wands energy, passion, and beneath the deck you get the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But let's see what comes out here. What's coming out? Well, the picture's nice, eh? And your dragon is like performing. My dragon, our dragon, is performing there. So that's cool. So you have okay, let's look at the past and their past energy. You have the King of Wands upright. So you might be dealing with the fire sign. You might be a water sign dealing with the fire sign, and vice versa, or with those kinds of qualities. I do think that there are two people here. You are relating to someone. You are here because you are relating to someone. But this is energy from the past. Maybe you ended a relationship with a fire sign. You have the Ace of Cups. There's this new beginning. You're ready to offer your cup of love. It comes with the Tower. That is the danger of you being burnt out. It doesn't mean that this thing is bad. This new love possibly is bad, but it could be that with the Tower here, something first needs to crumble from the past. Old ways of doing things, old relationships. let me see. We'll see let me look at these and I'll get clarifiers for these. There's this new beginning, but you have it in the reverse. There's this wish for a new beginning, maybe group 3, but you're not sure how to take it forward, and you're filled with fear. You might be with the water there, like a Cancerian or like a strong water energy with the moon here. But the moon can also speak about fears. Now, I just want to say maybe we've just passed a full moon, so we still have the full moon energy. So maybe there's time you can sit under the full moon and just you could let it wash through you, and imagine that let that be about washing away your fears, washing away the anxiety, whatever could get in the way of this new beginning in love is what I feel like is going on for you. Let's get clarifiers. King of Wands. Oh, King of Pentacles. Emperor. The Lovers. The Hermit. Worry. Okay. So, this relationship or thing that you let go of, it could have been work, was linked to stability. It was linked to financial stability. This thing from the past, that it's maybe having a bearing on this. And maybe that's where this, okay, what is that? This Tower comes in. So you have the Ace of Cups. It's possible that there's an offer from an Emperor coming in. That would be a fire sign, Aries. This could even relate to a fire sign. Okay, here's a number of things. It could be 2 people here. He's definitely relating and relationships going on. An earthy type of person and a fiery kind of person. Someone that's a practical and someone who's passionate. It could be the same person that you've let go of. Or this could be a person from the past that is having a bearing on the present, on this cup that's overflowing, that is in danger of, it can overflow, but if it overflows and causes damage like it did to my cards here, then that's destructive, right? So where is the overflowing good, and where's the point at which it tips the cup over? You need to think about that. That's the energy that I'm getting in your reading. So with the Ace of Cups, you get the Emperor. So there's again this feeling of stability. You might be dealing with an Aries. You might want to offer your cup to a fire sign or someone who has this, that you see as having this Emperor energy, confident, self-secure, abundant in their own way. You know, they have their own material wealth. It's really interesting. And with it you get the Tower and the Lovers in reverse. So there is a caution here, group 3. You know, and the caution just might be, how do you offer love without offering all of you, right? That is the danger when we are in love. We want to offer all of ourselves and get lost in another person. And I think that's the caution here, is that you don't have to get lost in another, you know. I think there are 2 things. One is, for some of you, there's a lover from the past that needs to be let go of. One of these maybe needs to be let go of. Or there's energy from that past that needs to be let go of, especially with the Tower there, right? Or maybe for you as well, group 3, like group 2, there's a need to, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Judgment card comes in my clarifications, need to take stock of the past in order to build a better future What didn't work in the past? Why is this in the past? Do you know? And even if it's a love from the past that you want to rekindle, what didn't work and what were the positives and negatives, so that you can enhance the positives and release the negatives, right? In order to make this better. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Hermit. I feel like you want to have a new beginning, but you're also really afraid. Maybe your fear is about, what about your private time? Like, I know that is often a fear of a relationship that can consume you. And many of us might be afraid of how that, our own space. So think about that. How do you carve out your own space in a relationship instead of not having a relationship because you're afraid of not having your own space? You can have both. With the Moon, you have the worry card, the Five of Pentacles, it's a card of being the outsider. It's like you have everything there, but you're afraid to reach for it. That's the energy of the Five of Coins. Like it's there, but you're not looking at it. You're not seeing it. And it's maybe because of your fear. So I think you need to be confronting your fears, whether it's about this or your fears of being overcome with emotions, or how do you handle emotions. You need to look at that. I think just spend time in the full moon confronting that, looking at that, you know. Let's look at, so you have the Princess of Coins in your, representing you, and it's in the reverse. This is the Page of Coins. So you are really, there's this reluctance to take an offer or make an offer, start a new journey. You have a strong reluctance to that, to do that. And I think it's, maybe group 3, it's because something from the past needs to be let go of. Maybe it's ideas. So this full moon thing that I'm suggesting is really important. I think you need to go sit in the full moon with your journal. Write, what are my fears? Write. What happened in the past that I need to let go of? What can I take from the past into the future? Do that kind of activity. These two characters, whether it's of the same person or two, write about what was good and what was not good about those, what you want to take into a future relationship and what you don't. You know, what was this energy here that was negative and what was positive? That's what you need. I think you need to do. I feel also that you're going through a rebirth, a complete rebirth. You know what's so interesting? All the readings have this element of a new beginning, and looking at the past. So, and around you have this potential for success. It's so beautiful. Six of Wands. There's also an olive branch there, I think. But there's this beautiful offer of something successful. And I think that it requires of you to let go of things in the past that made you feel oppressed. So there's success, potential for success, but it does require you letting go of burdens. There's some kind of burdens that can get in the way of that. You have in your near future, the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Three of Swords, which is the card of heartbreak. But the Three of Swords is also a card of healing the heart. And I think that I'm going to get another card here. Seven of Wands is about where you don't stand up for yourself. Group 3. You're not standing up for yourself, not honoring your worth. That is what leads to your heartbreak. And that's what this inventory of yours, your looking back, needs to be about, you know. Oh, gosh. Three of Swords, please. Okay. There's this fire sign showing up again. So you have the Seven of Wands. This person is standing up for themselves, but they're not making a big hoo-ha about it. They're just there, right? And this is in the reverse. So I think, though, your question is, how do you stand up for yourself? Maybe that's also part of your inventory. How do you defend yourself? How do you defend yourself from heartbreak? I think that's part of your message. Or how do you pre-defend yourself? You know, like you assume heartbreak, so you defend yourself. You are defensive. So think about that, group 3. With the Princess of Wands here, I think you're afraid of a new beginning, and it looks like it's coming your way, you know. Lots of Wands energy. Your advice is the Empress, both Taurus, by the way, both Taurus cards of Taurus. The Hierophant, in this deck, this Hierophant is taking time out. They're being like the Hermit, but not really. They are just taking time out to be still. Honoring nature. So I think with your moon energy, let the moon be your release, and then during the day, if you can have time, sit out on the earth. Let that be like your balancing of the release of the fears, and then the asking for what it is you want, maybe for the next 2 weeks. By the time we'll be close to the new moon. So actually what I'm thinking is work with the full moon for the next couple of days, and then in the following week start working with the earth energy during the day, working with the sun and the earth, and putting out there what it is you want to bring in, invoking what it is you want to bring in. And I think so sorry about that. What it is you want to bring in is this abundance, this self-love. It's where you are honored as the Empress, where it doesn't matter how you identify, you are honoring yourself, and you put yourself at the center, group 3. How do you put yourself at the center? I feel like this is the antidote for any heartbreak that you are preparing for, or you envisage happening, or that you're so afraid of. It's that self-love. And with the Hierophant here, you know, the Hierophant talks about the traditional. So what is traditional to you? What are the traditions that work for you in keeping yourself centered? What traditional things can you do for you that make you feel like the Empress, that keep that self-love, put you at the center? How do you do that? So I think your message is a lot about self-love. It's about doing a bit of a stock take. It's about letting go of fear, but letting go of fear by substituting it with self-love. You know, that death is about letting go of those things that don't serve you, those things that didn't work, but letting them go at a head level, like by doing that inventory, and at a head level, then invoking those things that you want. But at a practical level, doing that thing of working with the moon and working with the earth energy during the day, moon at night, obviously, you know. So, and then your outcome, you get the 9 of Cups, and like so much love energy. So the 9 of Cups, do you know, this is again making me feel like You want to move into something, but you're afraid of letting go of your independence. You're also afraid of being overtaken by love. But you get this Princess of Cups, and you know what I think it's saying? This is the Page of Cups. It's slow but steady. You know, you can set parameters of a relationship. You don't have to offer the whole Queen. And I'm thinking now the Queen was that overflowing. That's what you're afraid of. You can offer the Page. You can say, let's take it slowly. I need my space. I need this. This is what happened in the past. So, you know, you can set your boundaries without terrifying someone. Right? It's something like that, Group 3. I really feel like this was a love reading. And I'll leave it there, Group 3. I think that, you know, it makes a whole lot of sense. So just do the work and let go of this. Don't predetermine, pre-decide that there will be heartbreak. Just focus on yourself and what your needs are. And that will be your guide to how you proceed with this relationship. Okay, Group 3, please won't you give me a like if you like this, and share your feedback. I'd love to hear, and tell others, share mine so that I can grow my channel. And I send you lots of love. I'll be back in a week or so with your zodiacs. And until then, have a wonderful 2 weeks. And I hope that your healing is smooth, dear hearts. I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Group 4. You've chosen the 3 of Cups, and this talks about celebrations, about honoring being aware of the joy on the journey, whatever this journey is. Beneath the deck, you get the Ace of Swords. I think you're going to get clarity on something. Group 4. Clarity is coming. In the near past, you have the 10 of Cups in the reverse. Something you're not feeling satisfied with. Could be work, could be something that you feel maybe unfair. The Ace of Swords, something that needs to be cut out or something like that. But there's something in the near past that you didn't feel fulfilled you. You have my card of writing your own story. So some of you might be writing. Some of you might be creating something. Some of you might be completing a project that requires writing. But some of you, and it's in the reverse, some of you are writing a script about yourself that is not true. That's negative. And you are being confronted with that because you need to relook at that. It's crossed by the Knight of Coins, which talks about the slow and steady. So maybe something's taking longer than you thought it would. And you're being encouraged to just, that slow and steady is what is called for. You have the 3 of Coins in your, this is your works, and it's in the reverse. You know, this card is about working diligently at something. Look at this person creating a masterpiece, right? But you have it in the reverse, which to me is about you not valuing what it is you are working on. Yourself, maybe even. because you get this story, writing my story. So there's even yourself, you might not be valuing yourself enough. In the unconscious is the strength card, the card of transformation in this deck. And there's the full moon there. It's like maybe this full moon is offering you a chance to relook at the way you value yourself. Let's see what else comes up. I'm going to get clarifiers. Ace of Wands in the reverse. There's this new beginning that is waiting to happen, but you are reluctant, I feel. So you have the World in reverse and the Ten of Cups. Something's definitely not making you feel satisfied, but somehow you're not able to bring it to an ending. You're holding on for some reason. The Five of Cups is, I think here it's talking about concern about other eyes and people looking at you and what will people say. So maybe there's something, maybe you need to speak up about something, but you're afraid of the consequences. It could be at work, it could be some report you're working on, or something that you are writing for you. Some of you literally writing. For some of you, it's an aspect of you that you want to show the world or your family or whoever is important, and you're afraid of the consequences. You're afraid of those eyes on you. And this can be worst case scenario, thinking it's you thinking of the worst, when actually the outcome could be 10 times, could be everything you imagined. It's the Two of Cups. It's that unity. It's that love. The outcome might be everything you wished for, and not those spoiled cups that you are imagining. So it could be that. With the Prince of Coins, let me just think about this. So, I think that you need to let go of something that's holding you back in order to move forward. Maybe you have notions about things happening quickly, and that's what you need to let go of. But there's some aspect of yourself that you're needing, or an idea, or something that needs to be let go of, that needs to be allowed to die, so that you can move forward slowly, not swiftly, slowly, continue your journey that you seem to be on. But there's this definite element of something that you are not wishing to let go of. Even here, there's this, there's some way you are not bringing in your fortune because you're stuck in some, I don't know what it could be. Maybe you have notions of what right and wrong is. Let me get a clarifier for that. So that's what you need to think about, right? I'll use my other cards here. Ooh, the Devil of Power. I think that you're afraid of taking your power, you're not believing in yourself. So you're working on something that requires something to be let go of. And in order for you, it could be ideas about your worth, in order for you to stand up for yourself. There's a strong element of standing up for yourself. You have beneath the deck the Four of Cups with the Strength card. So there's this working with the moon around your your treasures, around your story, around who you are, around for some of you, this theme keeps coming up. It's hiding who you are from the world or from your family. And that's you, that's your gift. Whoever you are is your gift. For each of you, it will be different. Like some of you might be hiding your religion or your spirituality or something that you're afraid of the consequences, but you have the Queen of Cups in your energy. You are emotional. Your cup is overflowing. And you're afraid of, I think you are afraid of what people might say. You get it with the Princess of Cups in reverse. I think that this is saying you might be afraid. You might be afraid of navigating these emotional waters, but you have the capacity because you are holding the energy of the Queen of Cups, who's maybe their heart overflows with love, but they're able to deal with their emotions, You don't have to let go of the loving part of yourself in order to... Sometimes we can be afraid of this, the emotional waters. So whatever you're doing here requires strength, a strength of heart, a strong heart. And maybe your work with the strength card in the moon, I think I mentioned that working with the full moon, I think you need to interrogate this Queen of Cups energy and how you can be strong but loving in this process, whatever it is. I think that you might be afraid of letting go of, you feel like it's either or, like you've got to be hard to be strong, and you don't. You can be the Queen of Cups and still navigate these waters and still put forward your point of view, still stand up for yourself, still state who you are. So work with the full moon, which is still around. Work with that energy in the next couple of days and think about your Queen of Cups, how you can harness loving energy in writing your story, whatever that means for you. Each of you will be different. Around you is this victory card with your victory lies in letting go of things that you need to let go of. I think you must think very strongly about what it is that you're worried about. What is it you're not letting go of? That's also can be part of your engaging with that. How are you covering up your light? How are you not taking your power? What is it you're not letting go of? How do you marry these two qualities? The devil, that's the devil, and that's the Queen of Cups. They like, people see them as polar opposites, but they're not. And so how do you integrate them? You get the Sun card in the near future, which is beautiful. It's like joy and abundance. So I feel like it's saying that there will be clarity. And your advice is the King of Wands. I think that's saying stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Maybe you need to do this inner work and then get to this point where you say, well, to hell with the consequences. That's what I think that this is saying. If I'm going to speak up for myself, if I'm going to say who I am, I just have to deal with the consequences, and I'm strong enough. So there's this healing. I know the stars in reverse. So, but this is a card of healing on your journey to your wishes. But maybe your healing takes longer, and it's okay. Just be slow with your healing. And I think this is also saying work with the sun energy, work in the day, do your moon work, and then work in the day as well. But clarity is coming. And maybe you also can work with water. It's a card of Aquarius too. My battery's about to die, so I'm trying to get this done. This is two fire energies again. You've got two water energies here now. You get in your advice, the King of Wands, moving forward swiftly. Oh no, this is not fire. This is the Page of Coins. You have something to offer. Whatever you are wanting, this thing that you're hiding about yourself has something to offer. Whether it's speaking about your beliefs, about who you are when people thought you were someone else. It has something to offer, and you have to just believe in its rightness, believe in your own inner strength. And then in your outcome you have this two-mindedness, but it says peace here, and maybe that two-mindedness does lead to peace. That we get forced to make a choice, or our stuckness helps us see something that we wouldn't have seen before. And with the Three of Cups in the reverse, maybe this is about you taking life too seriously and the need to balance celebration with work. That's what I think is going on there. Okay, I think I must leave it there. Also because my battery's going to run out. But I think that is your message. There's a lot for you to think about here. Okay, group 4, I hope this has helped you. Please, won't you give me a like if it has, and share with others, and share your comments in the comment section below. Okay, dear hearts, I send you lots of love. I'll be back soon with your zodiacs for the next 3 months. Okay, bye.